What happens when a machine can do everything you can do, but better, faster, and for free? Not in some distant sci-fi future, in the next 3 to 5 years. This isn't a question about technology anymore. It's a question about what it means to be human. Right now, AI systems are writing legal briefs, diagnosing diseases, composing music, building software, and managing entire business operations. Not prototypes, not demos, production systems running real companies. And they're getting better at a rate that makes Moore's Law look like a gentle stroll. Most people are still debating whether AI will take their job. That conversation is already outdated. The real question, the one almost nobody is asking yet, is this. When AI can do everything we do, how will humans find worth? Most people's identity is built on what they do. I'm a salesperson, I'm a writer, I'm a developer. When AI can do all of that, those identities collapse. And here's what's counterintuitive. Everyone assumed robots would replace factory workers first. Instead, AI is going after lawyers, analysts, marketers, programmers, the people who built their entire self-worth on being smart. We're already seeing the early signs. Artists angry at image generators, writers anxious about language models, coders watching AI write their jobs in real time. That anger, that anxiety, it isn't really about money, it's grief. They're mourning an identity, not a paycheck. The skills that took decades to master, the expertise that defined who they were, all of it can now be replicated by a system that learned it in hours. And the system doesn't get tired, doesn't take vacations, doesn't ask for a raise. This is phase 1. And it's already happening. Within the next 2 to 4 years, large portions of the population will struggle to answer a simple question: what am I for? When that happens at scale, the consequences are severe. Depression and substance abuse will spike. We already see this in communities where industries have collapsed. Coal towns, Rust Belt cities. When purpose disappears, despair fills the void. Now imagine that happening everywhere, simultaneously, to knowledge workers who never expected to be in that position. Political extremism will intensify. People who feel worthless look for someone to blame. AI will become the new lightning rod. Except unlike previous technological shifts, this one won't create obvious replacement industries. At least not at the same scale. But here's where it gets interesting. A new economy will emerge. Call it the meaning economy. People will pay premium prices for things that are verifiably, authentically human. Handmade over manufactured. Live music over algorithms. In-person connection over virtual interaction. Not because the human version is technically better, but because its origin is the point. Think about vinyl records. They're objectively inferior to digital music. Worse sound quality, less convenient, more expensive. And yet vinyl sales have grown every year for nearly 2 decades. Why? Because the experience of something physical, something real, something with texture and imperfection, has value that efficiency can't replicate. That instinct, that hunger for the authentic is about to explode. This is where the future splits. And honestly, nobody knows which path wins. Both are possible. Both might happen simultaneously. Path A, the Renaissance. Freed from survival labor, humans rediscover what they actually are. Creativity, connection, consciousness, exploration. A new golden age emerges where people pursue meaning instead of money. Some form of universal basic income handles the basics. Humans become the artists, philosophers, teachers, and explorers they were before industrialization turned them into productivity units. In this future, the question, what do you do, gets replaced by what are you exploring? Work becomes optional. Purpose becomes the new currency. History actually supports this. Every time a technology eliminated a category of labor, new forms of human expression emerged. The printing press didn't kill storytelling, it amplified it. The Industrial Revolution didn't end craftsmanship, it made handmade goods precious. AI might not end human creativity, it might make it sacred. Path B, the collapse. Without purpose, most people retreat into synthetic meaning, AI-generated entertainment, virtual relationships, chemical happiness, a comfortable numbness where humans are technically alive but spiritually asleep. The animated film Wall-E wasn't a children's movie. It was a warning. Humans floating in chairs, consuming content, bodies atrophied, minds disengaged, every need met by machines. The top percentage who own the AI infrastructure become a permanent ruling class. Everyone else becomes a consumer of AI-generated reality, alive, comfortable, entertained, but not truly awake. The honest prediction: both paths will exist at the same time. A small percentage of humans, maybe 10 to 15%, will go through a genuine awakening. They'll find meaning in consciousness, connection, craft, and purpose. They'll be the artists, builders, leaders, and seekers. The majority will take path B, not because they're bad people, but because path A requires deep inner work that most humans have always avoided, even when they had the time for it. Contemplative traditions have existed for thousands of years. Most people still chose not to engage with them. Here's the part nobody talks about. For all of human history, worth has been tied to usefulness. I contribute, therefore I matter. That equation is about to break, because a machine will contribute more in every measurable way. So where does worth come from when it can't come from output? Ancient traditions had an answer. They called it consciousness. The Upanishads described 7 levels of awareness, from deep sleep to unity consciousness. Buddhist teachers spoke of awakening. Christian mystics called it theosis, union with the divine through contemplation. All of them pointed to the same insight. Your deepest identity isn't what you do, it's what you are. And what you are is awareness itself, experiencing the universe through a particular set of eyes. AI might be the first technology in history that forces this question on everyone, not just monks and philosophers. When you can't define yourself by your productivity, you're left with the most fundamental question a human being can ask: who am I when I'm not doing anything? That question is terrifying. It's also the doorway to something most people never find. The age of artificial intelligence isn't coming, it's here. And the most important thing it's going to change isn't the economy, isn't politics, isn't technology. It's our understanding of what it means to be human. The algorithm is writing the code, composing the music, diagnosing the patients, and managing the businesses. It's doing everything we trained ourselves to do. What it can't do is be you. Experience reality through your eyes. Feel what you feel. Choose what you choose. And in a world where everything can be automated, that might be the most valuable thing that exists. The question isn't whether AI will change everything. It will. The question is, what will you discover about yourself after the algorithm? Subscribe for more. New videos exploring what it means to be human in the age of AI.